Okay, thanks everybody for coming in, and my name is Vince with Listings to Leads, and we're going to talk about our platform for your office, Weichert in Fayetteville. Um, One thing about I want to kind of sort of give you we've been around for 9 years. We're a complete marketing platform, whether you have listings or whether you don't have listings, and if you want to get more listings. We've got a series of landing pages to help you get more listings. We've got a lot of automated marketing tools if you have listings. But the one thing about us is we definitely we focus on capturing leads. There are a lot of companies out there that have really great marketing tools, and we have great marketing tools, but ours actually are designed to capture leads. So before I keep going here, Yvonne, could you mute your side there and then unmute yourself if you have a question? There's just some background noise, and since I'm recording it, it'd make it easier for you later on if we're doing it that way. I want to kind of point out a little bit of the educational stuff. There's a lot of tools in here. You're not going to pick it all up on one day. So I want to point out to you where you can go for some help. In this section here from the blog, you're going to see there's an article 20 plus seller leads in 1.5 days. Really good information on how to write an ad, what it should look like. But I always like to start here by clicking on view all blog posts. And there's a blog post here that's very easy to understand and very easy to copy and do. And it's titled 31 Seller Leads in 2 Days, 27 Seller Leads in 12 Hours. If you click on that, it's going to show you what one of our clients is doing. I'm going to give you some more examples. But this is what an ad looks like on Facebook. And the reason why I want you to see this is it says some very simple language. 360 homes sold in Frisco in June. Here was the high. Now get your home worth free. If you can pick up anything from this call today, it is to find this blog post, copy that language, tailor it to your local market, and put the right tool on Facebook every weekend to get listing leads. If I could teach you that at all, if you could do that only with our platform, you would be so far ahead of so many agents in this country right now. It is something that's very popular, it's very powerful, and we're going to kind of dive into that in a few minutes. So you will get an ID and password from Yvonne. You don't go over here and start a free trial because you'll just throw a wrench into your account. Go up here where it says log in and put that ID and password right there and log in. So right here, when you're faced with some news, that we always kind of share some of the latest stuff, you're going to see on our tools a button that says continue with Facebook. So you understand what this is because you're going to see it over and over. Anytime somebody clicks it, whether you click it or any random consumer clicks your tool on that button, we reach into Facebook, we get their name and email as it is in Facebook, and we deliver it to you. These are embedded in all of our tools. I'll show you that as we go through this presentation here. But also, if you scroll down, you're going to see that there are some live classes. We hold 4 classes every week. Getting started, it's kind of what we're going to talk about today, but we're going to move fast. So you might want to get on that call. It's every Monday. You definitely want to get on this Facebook advertising call, which is every Tuesday. And then on the weekends, you'll see it in other places, or not on the weekends, but on Thursday, we usually have a landing page call. If you're focused on capturing leads and you're focused on getting more listings, you definitely want to understand what is going on Facebook and how we can help you on Facebook. That being said, the getting started, you can watch what's under here. Facebook advertising, you could click here. There's going to be a step-by-step page on how to run an ad right here. If you've never run an ad on Facebook, it's incredibly powerful. Our clients are doing it all the time. And they're using a property valuation page that looks like this, and I'm going to show you where that is. But basically, this shows you how to create that page and how to customize it to your local area. And this link right here shows you how to place that ad. So you're going to see all that once you click Facebook advertising. We've got an open house a marketing platform. It's great. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but if you feel like you want to learn more about it, click there and look at it. One thing about it, you can hold an open house for another agent and still use these tools in your account, and you will be capturing all the buyer leads. So people love to use it. You fill up the open house if you use it properly, which is, I think, great for a lot of agents. They don't like sitting there for a couple hours and not getting a lot of traction. There's also a listing presentation, very simple, but because we do so many things, it's actually very powerful. Online tutorials are here. And then this button here, I don't know what happens, but I got to point out, click to join the Listings to Leads Mastermind group. And Yvonne, I don't know if you are part of it already, but I'm going to send you the instructions on what to do for each of you to get in our mastermind group. All right. It is a place, I'm going to go to it now, where our clients are sharing what their ads look like and what they're doing with our tools. It's not all about Facebook, but you're going to see here, a guy said, hey, I had a great week last week, 25 buyer leads, no cost. Here's what my ad looked like. I shared it on some Facebook groups. You're going to see that many people are responding and talking about it. Here's another guy in November. This is all 3 days, 3 days, $25 boost, 85 names. So he's just getting a lot of leads. And that's really where we want each of you to get, is I know, because we've got people in this group, all of our clients are in here. It's for our clients only. They're generating, a couple dozen to 100 leads every week. Okay, every week. And they do it because they use these tools. So I'm going to show you, kind of at a high level, the tools that are created. First, when you get started, get to your profile page. It's right up here in the navigation bar. And what I want to point out is make sure you've got your right contact information. You'll notice some spots for alternate emails. If you want your leads to go to a certain place, put that email address there and check that box. If you want your marketing tools that are automatically sent to you to go to a certain area, put that email address here and put it here. In this same page, display Zillow reviews. If you have reviews on Zillow, we've got a couple of tools to help you market those and get leads with those reviews. So if you're doing it, click this box and I'll show you where the tool is that you'll want to use. We set up your office with a kind of a branding template already, but that's you can sort of adjust that there. It's not really necessary. But if you do have a YouTube, a Gmail account, that means you have a YouTube channel. And if you want to build your own YouTube channel with your own virtual tours, click here to authorize that. You click this link. There's instructions. It's pretty simple. You just click through, click this button. That will automatically send our YouTube videos for your listings to your account. We automatically upload to YouTube your virtual tours. They are courtesy of you. Okay, so your contact information is on it and we put it up, but we put it up on our channel. Yvonne, you have a profile page like this for the office. You can connect your office channel to this. And every agent could connect their channel on their own profile. Okay, so if there's an agent sitting there and they did this and you did it, this virtual tour would go to the office account on YouTube. It would also go to their account on YouTube. So it just does that automatically. You can add your favorite social media networks here, and when relevant, we'll put those on various tools so people can join you on your social media. So that's your profile. You set that up. Let's go over and look at listings real quick. And you're going to notice, and we're actually going to be sweeping your listings automatically. So there's a dashboard right here of all the tools. All right. And you basically get a bunch of tools in one email as soon as the listing hits here. You get a seller engagement email. You get a branded virtual tour. You get a listing landing page. And I think that's all you get. So let's look at that so we know what that's actually going to look like. Like I said, it shows up, it gets sent to you automatically, but I want you to know what it looks like and what you're meant to do with it. This shows up in your mailbox. It's going to have your office banner up top. That's my banner there. That's a few images of the home. And then it starts to say your home is being marketed. And it says, this is a wordy piece, okay? There's a lot to read here. I'm actually against having a lot of things to read because I don't think people like to read anymore. But we also have graphics, and it's making it very clear that we're ready for mobile, for the web, for email, for Facebook, targeted. We're ready for WordPress and Google and Craigslist. Okay. And then it's going to have your pick and number here. It's going to have your logo here. This is meant for you to send to your client, the homeowner, to tell them, hey, we're going to do a lot to market your home and to be excited. And with that email right on top of it comes a single property website. Now, if you lose the email, you can always go here and click on that red button with a white house. And this is the single property website. In this case, I think I've got some sort of video embedded here. So it's it's a Matterport video. But this shows us kind of some of the essentials of listings to leads. There's always a banner talking about what status we are. You can market it as coming soon, just listed, open house, under contract, price reduced, and just sold. Okay? And with that, there's always kind of an automated form that pops up. I'm going to click it here, and it says this home is just listed. For you to continue back to this home, you got to click continue with Facebook. Remember, I mentioned that. So when I click continue with Facebook, you see that little pop up for a half second? That's us reaching into Facebook and getting their information and bringing them back to you, right? Bringing them back to this so they can just look at it. There's another important piece, obviously, description, photos, this is expected for any real estate marketing. I don't know if you can see, I've got a lead popping up in my email because I clicked that button, but also we have what we call lead gen links. This home is for sale in Granite Bay, so Granite Bay homes for sale makes sense. Since a lot of people buy homes in between 500 and 700 in Granite Bay, that link makes sense. And then Granite Bay homes from under 500. You can create these links inside your account, okay? And then what is your home worth? Whenever you're doing advertising, it's always great to maybe, engage somebody who's interested in getting their home value. And so you can add these links. These links can drive directly to your website. And if you got a good website that can capture leads for you, great, right? So that single property website shows up in your email with the seller engagement email. There's also another tool which we call a listing landing page. It's a landing page for this particular listing. It's the same home, but we convey it, we kind of put it in a different format. This format focuses on just being a beautiful piece, right? If somebody sees this, if they click on it, they're getting just a little bit of information, and to get more, they got to click continue with Facebook. Then you see that little pop-up, and then it says, great, get the information now. It says, thank you. My phone is buzzing because I got a lead again. And the consumer is dropped back on the single property website where all the detail is for this home, okay? You can see I've got leads popping up on my mail. And that's the point of our tools. Yes, get them out on the internet. Yes, use them to market the home, but you got to get some leads. Otherwise, I don't know how you grow your business. So those two tools show up with the seller engagement email, and then also the virtual tour. And it's the branded virtual tour. And as you can imagine, our branded virtual tour is designed to capture leads. It looks almost identical to the single property website, but there's a virtual tour in it, okay? And let's pull it up here. Our virtual tours, we're basically panning and zooming. This one is overridden because I have the Matterport video in there, but you can actually see what it looks like down here. We do a pan and zoom on the photos that flow in through the MLS. Okay, so you can use that and just put it out on your listings as they appear on Zillow, on Trulia, or other websites where people are seeing your listings, right? I don't think, unless your MLS allows branded virtual tours, you may not be able to use this on your MLS. And we also create a non-branded one too, right inside the account. Unbranded ones are here too. Okay, so that's a little bit of what happens automatically. We do auto post to YouTube, your virtual tours. We also are going to set up a WordPress account and post every listing to WordPress. This is great for SEO. Both of those are great for SEO. And then we also have blog tools for any of you that are into blogging. And we have a way over here to post to Craigslist. Excuse me. And I don't know if you are posting Craigslist. I don't know if you ever did. We actually, 9 years ago, we were a one tool shop. All we did was we had this great tool that you can click a button and bang, you'd be on Craigslist. And two, you'd get leads. But Craigslist whipped around their website, I'd say about 3 or 4 years ago, and made it really difficult for agents and made it even a little more difficult for consumers. And with that change, I'd say about 95 to 98% of your competition, meaning other realtors, have left Craigslist. It is still the number 14th trafficked site in the United States. So millions of people are there. And that is a reason why our clients continue to post on Craigslist, because they are getting fewer leads because it's more difficult for the consumer to get to you, but higher conversion on those leads. So I recommend it. The tool to get there is right over there. But when you get this, as I said, the single property website shows up in your mailbox, right? What should you do with this? Let's wait here a second. Underneath your photograph, on the left-hand side, are social media buttons, okay? And if you click one, it's gonna open up a platform and push it there. And I gotta recommend, Facebook is the #1 place you should be sharing your listings at. Pinterest is probably #2. A lot of lead gen happening there. Most agents know nothing about Pinterest. #3 is LinkedIn. I think all of us are sort of creating these networks of professionals. We have really no reason why. We don't really know why we're doing it. It's just sort of happening, and people send me things to connect with me all the time, and I don't even know if I know them. But our clients are sharing their tools there, and they're getting buyers and they're getting listings, because it is a professional format, and some of those people own homes. So how does that work? You open this up as it is in your email and just click Facebook, right? It opens up a little, window here. And whenever you're sharing anything on social media, definitely write a note about it, right? Here's a new home, here's a great home. And whatever it is, I don't know, is it the neighborhood? Is it the kitchen? Whatever is really cool about this home, put it in there, right? And then click post. And I'll push it now, and then we'll kind of look at it in a minute. But as you can see, as I'm just yammering on here, it takes me about a minute to post to Facebook. Same thing for LinkedIn. You click the LinkedIn button, it opens up a little LinkedIn page. It shows you what it's going to look like. What do you got to do? Write a little message there. Hey, you know what? If you live in Grant Bay, check this home out. That sort of thing. Being able to speak to internet marketing is huge for any realtor when you're trying to get a listing. To really be able to dominate and speak clearly about social media, it is as easy as clicking these buttons right here, right? Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus, I think is what they call it. These are not great places for lead gen. We just don't see a lot of leads getting captured there. However, since it takes you about 30 seconds to click that button and type in a little message and tweet it, it probably makes some sense. Everybody knows about Twitter, right? And everybody may or may not know about the Google Plus platform, but it just takes you a couple minutes. So when that arrives in your mailbox, open it, go down here and share it to your favorite social media. And the virtual tour, as that shows up in the email, put it on your listings on Zillow and Trulia. Get the unbranded one if you want to put it in your MLS. We're going to auto post to YouTube. We're going to send you that seller engagement email. We're going to send you also the listing landing page. So I'm going to go into a little bit deeper dive, because there's something also very unique about our platform, and it really shows up right here in the e-flyer and social media area. Okay, and I'm going to click on the e-flyer, and when we save an open house, I don't know if you can notice this, so I'll kind of back up here. Over here it says open house, because I set this as an open house before the call. And at that point, I want to show you what happens. I, or in your case you, would get an email that says, congratulations on your open house, and here are all the tools to market this open house. Okay, this is the single property website. Again, share it to your favorite social media. Click the link, click the share buttons like I just showed you. Here is a open house post to seller, right? So click here. This is designed, let's look at what it's saying. So this is saying send it automatically to your client. And I'll show you why we want to do that and why you will want to do that. You also have an open house e-flyer that you can send to yourself and blast it out to all the people in your database. There's also a print flyer for this open house. It's wise to do a little door knocking for the neighbors because there's a home on the market and they may own, if they probably own a home, they're going to want to know what's going on. And so invite them, and that's obviously a way to start engaging people. And then there's print flyers here. And you also get another tool, and I have another email. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I'll just, where would it be? Give me a second. There's another tool that's very, very cool. It comes in a separate email, but it's for the open house, and we call it an online sign-in form. So if that homeowner has Wi-Fi, or you have a hotspot or internet access, and you've got a laptop or you've got an iPad or something like that, you can, instead of leaving, you know, a little spiral notebook on the table and saying, hey, please fill that out if you're interested, people are very, I don't know, excited or comfortable to engage with this. Just say, hey, just go there and fill that out, right? What are your questions? It looks okay. Notify me of price change. Yes. What's your name? What's your email? Are you working with a broker? No, I'm just doing research, right? When they click enter, we send them a mobile optimized single property website with all the information on the home, including your information, okay? And you get the lead. You find out, you're gonna know the property they're interested in. So it's just a great way, again, of capturing leads, as we say, before, during, and after, all right? So that automatically shows up in your mailbox. But I wanna kind of get back to the whole reason why I went down this open house rabbit hole is the emails and the e-flyers. You know, when I talk about email, or we talk about e-flyers to any agent, pretty much you're snoring by now, right? There's just, who cares? But our tools are designed, everything we do is designed to capture leads. And our open house and all of our e-flyers are designed to be used multiple times. And I'll show you why. Let's click view. So here on, this is what it looks like actually in an email. We send this to you automatically. It's a home, it's an open house, it's giving a clicking clock there that's letting you know, like, this is time sensitive. It's obviously got the information on the home. It's also got your contact information down below, and it's got your favorite lead generation links, right, that are used that people can click and get their home value or get to your website, stuff like that. But there's also something very unique about our e-flyers when they're sent to you. There's a message already written to talk about you that is designed to be shared by the homeowner to their friends. And I'm going to read it. Dear friends, as you know, our home is for sale. Vince is holding an open house this Saturday from 1 to 4. To get as many people as possible, please share this. And thank you in advance. So we send this to you. You should send this to your client. And you should follow up with a phone call and just say, hey, I just sent you an e-flyer. If you could take care of that and forward that on, that would be awesome. You do this obviously to get more buyers and get people in there. But actually, the real reason why our clients like to do this is when that client of yours, the homeowner, sends it to their friends, they quickly realize you were a realtor working with them, right? And those people, those are the people that you're probably going to want to get referrals from. So I don't know how you get referrals. You might have these really cool knives that you leave behind, or you leave a bottle of wine. Who knows? In our world, we get our clients' name and contact information in front of the homeowner's friends and family throughout the process. From just listed to a virtual tour, open house, under contract if you want, and definitely just sold. So I'm going to show you, every time there's an e-flyer, there's also a Facebook ad designed for the seller, designed to go into their sphere of influence. That sphere of influence, you probably know, is their friends and family and colleagues, right? So this is the open house one. Let's see here. I'm going to show you a just sold, because usually it kind of dawns on realtors why they need to use these tools when they see just sold. So I've got over here on the left-hand side, I don't know if you can see it, there's some acronyms. These are all the statuses of my listings. And this is a Facebook ad. And as I was saying, there's an e-flyer and there's a Facebook ad at every status. And to me, this is a little bit convoluted. We're actually in the middle of rewriting a bunch of our stuff. This is going to be a lot easier to use. But even though it's kind of hard to peck around a little bit, the tools work so well. And so I just want you to understand, when you see an email like this, I would recommend you just copy what's inside in between these two red lines and forward it to your client along with that e-flyer and say, hey, could you copy what I just sent you and go to your Facebook wall, see if I can find mine, and paste it there, right? And in this case, it's just sold. So if you're with the rhythm of our platform, you've already sent them this as just listed, and you hopefully sent them one for an open house, and then you probably sent them one under contract, and now it's just sold. The status is just sold, right? So earlier when I shared that to Facebook when we were just started talking, this is what it looks like on Facebook, okay? And when somebody clicks on it, it looks like this. It's a single property website. That makes sense. But now we're talking about something designed for your seller, all right? And what we want your seller to do is paste what you forwarded them. And let's look at what that process looks like. And then just click post, right? And I want to explain a little bit of what this is. Hopefully you can see this, but it's basically a pre-written testimonial that is auto-generated by us, emailed to you, and you should forward it to your client and say, hey, client, please, put that on your wall, right? But you're going to notice it's from me, right? Vincent Meza. Now, and there's this little thing here saying it's going to be seen by all my friends, right? In your world, this is going to be seen by your client, by all of their friends. And those are the people that you're hoping to get more business with, I imagine. And when they see this, the first thing they see is their home sold and you sold it, and they want to recommend you for doing an excellent job, and here's your name and phone number. So it is just bang, an auto testimonial designed both for email, and this one is for Facebook. What happens when the consumer clicks on it? They can click to maybe if they're interested. A lot of people who click on just sold advertising own a home. They're maybe curious of that price. And you're going to see that we have an automated lead capture form that pops up, which pops up on single property websites all the time. But because it's sold, it starts to speak about your home value. It says sold home values affect your price. And you can get your value right here by dropping in your address and clicking go. I'll do that real quick just so we can see what that's like. Click go. And this page whips around and says, hey, we've got your valuation. Give us your contact information, we can get it to you, right? And why are you thinking? Click for report. At that point, we're going to drop them, that consumer, on the value of their home. You are going to get their address and their contact information because they filled out that form. So that's really, kind of what we want to be doing. We want to market your tools. We want exposure for you and your name, and let people know you're a realtor. But in every activity that you do, we want to make sure you're capturing the lead. So those are kind of the automated tools for marketing your listings, okay? There's more detail. I'm going to send you some instructions on how to market your listings, on just what to do, kind of what I went through just now, but I'm going kind of fast today. There are a couple of tools here that I want to point out, though. They're not related to listings exactly, marketing listings, but over here on the listings page, there are some buttons here. You can create a listing, so maybe you're going to work with a FSBO. That would be a great thing to do because you probably will convert it to a real listing. You can grab active listings if you're going to do an open house for somebody else. You just want to grab it and pull it in with the photos, use that. Yvonne, if you do open houses, if your agents do open houses, there's an open house email, combined open house email, which I highly recommend you use because it will have all the open houses. And if, let's say, you put them all in the system on Wednesday, market that on Facebook and say, hey, everybody that lives within 20 miles of Fayetteville, I want them to see and just say, hey, we've got 10 open houses this weekend. Click here to see them, right? Run an ad like that. Easy to do. But also there's a really useful tool here, listing website. So there's a couple things on this page. One is a slideshow. And Yvonne, this is probably more for you. If you have any kind of screen that you want to showcase all of your listings, copy this link here that says monitor and put it on that monitor, and it will just pan and zoom through every listing. For agents who have Zillow reviews, remember when I mentioned that earlier? Click on that, and that Zillow review automatically flows into this. And as you can imagine, your favorite lead generation links are right on the left-hand side. There's a home value lead capture on the right, and all of your listings are on the right-hand column. And that right-hand column, if they click on that, it opens up the single property website for that particular property. And as you can imagine, and which you've already seen, the single property website is designed to capture leads for you. What do you do when you get a new lead or when you get a new review? First of all, get reviews because they're useful on Zillow. People are there a lot. But here, what we want to do is we want to thank our client, right? Hey, Scott, thanks for that great review. Hope you and your family enjoy your new home. Okay, something like that. Paste in that link and hit post. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Let's wait for that to sort of settle in there. So in this case, I did it. I'm the agent. But when I tag Scott, now all of his friends are going to see this. Okay, my friends will see it too, but that's not really the point. It's that their friends are going to see that this guy thinks you're great. And what happens when they click on this really fancy picture? That listing website pops up with all your listings on the right, all your reviews in the center, and all your favorite lead gen links. Okay? It might start to sound a little circular. We're doing the same things over and over, right? We want to make sure that everything you do captures a lead. So the other link is right here. And this is what we call a listing website, and it's kind of reversed. It's really showcasing your listings. And I will tell you this, when you log in, remember when we logged in the page and there was this pop-up page when we logged into listings first time, and there are some things about Facebook and the training thing is there, you're going to see this little link about a guy named Neil Wolf. It's a Neil Wolf webinar that we recorded, and he uses this page. And the reason we recorded him is when I set up their office down in Florida, he, I kind of did this presentation and everybody took off their own direction. And he found this tool and he started putting it in the southwestern Florida area of Craigslist. And he, in the day, was generating 50 leads every day on Craigslist for free. This is what his page looks like. And as I mentioned, lead generation links, you can see that his tools are all our landing pages. He customizes them. What is your Naples home worth today? That's one of our landing pages. Moving to Southwest Florida, right? This is a custom landing page. He likes to market to Chicago. He's from Chicago, and he's basically saying, hey, do you want to find a Naples home, right? You can do that with Facebook, but you can also do it with our system. And then he also is part of some lease purchase option. So he wants to let people know about that. So he's using this. Now, this is 3 years ago when he was generating 50 leads a day. That is a lot of leads every day. But he's kind of fished out Craigslist. So he's using our tools on Facebook, and he's generating about 500 to 600 leads every month. And 400 is bottom for him. But he's still putting it on Craigslist today, and he's getting about 50 leads every week. And that's because he's just been working that area for about 3 years now. So those are just some of the cool tools. Let's talk about Facebook. Let's now get into what people are signing up for every day to get access to. And that is really our landing pages. There are a lot of coaches around the country. There are a lot of folks who have been using us for years. And the number one, I say, the top reason people are coming to Listings to Leads every day is to get to this section here that says landing pages and to get to this tool right here that says Property Valuation Plus. There are a lot of great tools here. FSBO landing page, expired landing page, growing family landing page, empty nester landing page. If you got a custom free report you want to give away for buyers or for sellers, or you just want to make a custom landing page, you can do that here. But the one I would want all of you to get your arms around is this one right here, Property Valuation Plus. And I think I kind of showed you, we looked at it earlier, what it looks like. It's basically drop your address in, click get the home value, then give me your contact info, and then bam, they're looking at a value and you're looking at their contact information and address, right? So how do you create that? First of all, click on the landing page section. And then right over here, it says type in the farm area, right? And what you should do is type in, you're in Boston, right? So let's just say Boston, right? And click save. And once you click save, you got to wait about 30 seconds because our platform creates a landing page under every one of these buttons for Boston. You might want to also come back and say, oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot, you're not in Boston, you're in Fayetteville. So Fayetteville, you type that in. Now, there may be neighborhoods in Fayetteville, right? There may be kind of suburban towns a few minutes away. Wherever it is that you want to focus on building your business, type in that town and do it, separately. And save it, and then there will be a page for every one of those areas. Don't go wide like North Carolina. And also don't go county-wide. County-wide marketing for sellers is useless. I mean, it's useless regarding Facebook advertising, and it's even useless if you're doing a direct mail. It really, I own a home in a county called Contra Costa County. In this town, Berkeley is here, Oakland is here, Antioch is here, I'm in Lafayette. These are all radically different areas for property and property values. So it rarely works like that. And if I'm interested in getting my home value, I want the most accurate number, right? And if you market to me saying, hey, here is your Lafayette home value, there's only 20,000 homes in Lafayette. I know, we're going to get pretty accurate here. So that's the point of that. So after you've created those landing pages, instead of see landing page, click edit landing page. And there's a little tab on the left here that says background image. And just choose a file, put your background image, and there you go. It's now ready. And then you can click on view up here and copy this link and put it on Facebook. So Yvonne, let me ask you a question so I can take a sip of coffee here. How many people have run an ad on Facebook in your office right now?
We all market on Facebook. You mean where you pay the dollars?
Yep.
Yeah. I want to see at least 5 of us have done it.
That's awesome. Okay. So I am going to send you this video when we're done. I'm also going to send you a couple of other videos, one about how to market your listings and one how to build your brand and how to get seller leads off of Facebook. Okay. So I'm going to move a little bit fast here, but you are going to have detailed instructions on what I'm about to blow through right now. The first thing it says is, how do I create this page and how do I get the photo in the background? And I just showed you how to do that. The next thing is copy that hyperlink at the top. I'm going to right click copy and go to Facebook. You do need a Facebook business page for this. And right up here is a little triangle. Click that and click create ads. When you click create ads, a little thing will pop up, and you're going to see a couple of weird things pop up because I have an ad blocker and stuff like that. And then I was running an ad and I never finished them. But you drop right on this page, and I want to be really clear. Our clients are running hundreds of ads every day, probably thousands, And we know the difference from conversion to lead gen and engagement and traffic. And just so you know, when you're running ads with our tools, if you want leads, always click traffic. Okay. I know there's a section that says lead generation. It does not work as well as ours. So the campaign name, you should name it. I'm going to call it Value Fayette December, right? And nobody sees that except you. You should be running multiple ads. I'm going to kind of go into that in a second. I do want you to kind of see this. If you've not run an ad, this should this piece right here should really pique your interest. I'm going to type in Fayetteville. You're in North Carolina, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. When you type in Fayetteville, North Carolina, it shows us a map, but it also says 25 miles out. This is fine if you're doing an open house, if you're doing just listed, or if you're doing, anything about a listing. You want to let more people know about that, right? They might commute. You also might want to build your business out there. But when you're running a landing page, in this case, mine says Cambridge, yours would say Fayetteville. So you don't want to run an ad that says Fayetteville plus 25 miles because people live in other towns and that page is not relevant. If they click on it, it costs you money. So click that 25 miles and say current city only. What this means is people have to live in Fayetteville, North Carolina to see this ad. You probably also want to bracket how old they are. I'll just say 27 is bottom age, right? And from there, I would recommend that you edit the placements. And what that means is this thing showing on mobile or is it showing on desktop or what? I recommend when you're trying to get listings that you start with desktop only, okay? Again, I've got this in a tutorial. It's a lot slower, but I'm just going to show you. Change this to lifetime budget. Change this value to $30. And whenever you're trying to get listings, start your ad on Friday and end your ad on the following Monday. Okay? That's roughly 10 bucks a day, right? But I want you to see here that the daily reach is somewhere about 600 people every day. So almost 1,800 people are gonna get there. Somewhere between 9 and 34 clicks, right? So maybe, I don't know, 30 to 60 people will be able to click on that. Then click continue. Choose your business page. It's asking, I've got kind of a music page, so I should actually create another one, but you've got, I've got a healthy eating one and all that, but you're going to have a real estate business page. Paste that link in here, click the little blue box, and it's going to pop in this case, what is your universe, or sorry, I'm getting confused. What is your Cambridge home? This would say, what is your Fayetteville home worth? This, you would almost be tempted to go, that's awesome. I'm going to post it. Okay. And that would be pretty cool, but you might not get great results. And why you might not get great results is this language is fairly generic. Recent home values has affected your home value. That's just something that we wrote, right? And also it's saying, what is your Cambridge, right? I would change that. So let's click on this headline and say Cambridge home value. Notice that when I type it here, it changes that little headline down there. Now here, we want to get something different so that people will really click on it. And remember I showed you this earlier before we even logged in, and I said, this language works. It works all over the country. So find the blog post and just edit it, right? And what it says is something like, and I won't type the whole thing out, but 40 homes sold in Fayetteville, and 400,000 was the high, click here to get your automated, oh, come on, automated home value in less than 15 seconds. Now the second line, I've taken a little bit of time because I want you to get that, right? You can copy the 40 homes sold in Fayetteville, and this is the high, but this line here, click here to get your automated home value in less than 15 seconds free. A lot of people just write that, right? Because down below it's going to say Fayetteville home values, right? And up above, it's going to say whatever you want to say, but bare minimum, I would say, hey, click here to get your automated home value in less than 15 seconds. Because what it's telling consumers is it's automated, so I don't have to talk to you. I'm going to get it fast because 15 seconds is pretty fast, and it's free. So these are all marketing tools that just help people feel like, yeah, I'm gonna click that, right? And what happens is you run this ad. The web page is going to say, we're going to confirm that this is all good, and then we're going to get back, and then we're going to post it. At the end of the weekend, on Monday, when that ad ends, you're going to get an email from Facebook and it say, congratulations, you had a successful ad, okay? Now, I want you to understand that what that means is you succeeded in giving Facebook 30 bucks. It does not mean that you succeeded in getting a lot of leads. And what it will tell you is, here's your reach. And your reach should probably be about 2,000 people, because we kind of looked at the reach earlier. And what that means is 2,000 people saw it over the weekend. Then it also says website clicks. And that means that for everybody that saw that, the 2,000 people who saw this ad, they clicked on it. And the things that compel people to click are the language that we just customized ourselves and the picture, okay? So if you feel like you're not getting a lot of leads, if you're not getting, a couple dozen clicks, and you're not getting, a bunch of leads from this, you want to really review the language and that photograph. And the last thing to say about the photograph, because I think realtors have whatever concepts are in their mind, and I want to kind of explain to you what works in Facebook advertising. So I set up a Coldwell Banker office up in New Jersey a couple of years ago, and we did this call together just like this. And a month later, the manager calls me and says, Vince, we got all these leads, everybody's running ads. But the weird thing is, on our home value leads, this picture in the background gets the most clicks. And I want you to realize that, because you might think it may be some luxury home, in the area or whatever. Me, I usually think it's a picture of downtown, or it's a landmark that everybody knows. And this diner is actually on Main Street in a small town in Summit, New Jersey, and it's been there for years. So if you're showing this to somebody and trying to convey that you know their area, something like this can work. I don't know what it is in your town, but just use that as some food for thought, okay? So that is how you run an ad to get sellers. And that's really where a lot of people get super excited about our system. But the clients who generate the most amount of leads are using all of our tools. But when it comes to Facebook, they're not just doing property valuation ads on the weekends. That's what a lot of new agents do. But if they really want to grow their business, they build their brand on Facebook. Because if I build a brand on Facebook and then later on the weekend I say, hey, would you like your home value? You get more leads. You get higher quality and quantity of leads. So what should you do to build a brand? There are 3 tools that work great. The single property website, and as I showed you, the lead capture changes when it's open house, when it's just sold, when it's just listed. The call to actions are different. There's also the listing landing page, and we looked at it, right? Here's my listing landing page for an open house. It's got a ticking clock because it's going to be coming down in a couple days. They click continue at Facebook. They get to see the information on the home. You get to get their contact information. Also, if it's just sold, you know, this is basically designed for seller lead capture, right? I prefer the single property website when it's just sold because it shows the consumer the home, and in like 5 seconds it says, hey, would you like your home value? So you got to kind of test out which ones you want to use, but all of these we can run ads with in a similar way that we just did, right? So I'm actually going to take this just sold because if there's anything I can suggest to you, it's always run an ad for a home when it's just listed, when it's open house, and when it's just sold. The open house, I really prefer this page because it gives them a little information. If they want more, they got to give you their information. When it's just sold, I don't prefer the listing landing page. I like the single property website because this page pops up, which is designed to get you more listings. And then when it's just listed, you could use a single property website or the listing landing page. Either way, whatever you like. But in this one, I want to get this out because it's sold. And I am going to, I got to kind of restart. This one I'm going to move fast on, okay? And I'm sure your guys are tired of listening to me, but we're going to go a little bit quicker, and I'm going to point out the differences. The similarities are we're going to create an ad, okay? And for those of you that have boosted things in the past, if you know what that is, boosting means you pay something on your business wall and you boost it. And it looks almost identical to what we're doing right here. One thing that I want you to know, though, is that all of your friends see your boosted ads. And so me, I've got friends who are my family and old colleagues and just friends. I may not want them to see these, and I especially don't want them to click on them if they're not really in my target, right? So this, when we're running an ad, and here's the similarity, we're running for traffic always. The difference is this is just sold, so I'm going to say sold Fayette and December, right? Nobody sees that but me. And the other big difference is what is the placement. Earlier I said put it on, let's see here, I'm live. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, okay. Yeah, the first, let's do the audience. Let's type in Fayetteville. And this time it has a radius of 25 miles. That might be just fine for you guys. Or you could also say I want to make it 50 miles or I want to just make it 10 miles. They got to live within 10 miles to see this. I'll put a minimum age of 23, just you choose your age. And then, so that's the difference, is it doesn't have to be just in the town of Fayetteville when you're branding. The automatic placements I recommend when you're branding, okay? And what that means is it's going to be on mobile. And people are on Facebook on mobile. You may not know this, but a third of the time on smartphones on the internet is spent on Facebook, which is just an insane fact, but that's how it is. So we definitely want to be using desktop and mobile, which is what automatic placements mean. Daily budget, always change it to lifetime. In this case, though, I recommend you do a $20 budget. And when I change it to 20, it's going to give me a red mark. And that's because it's saying, hey, that's not enough. It's a minimum $5 a day. So I just want to change it to a 4-day ad, right? I'm going to say I want it to end on Sunday. Perfect for open houses, right? Run it for a few days. Over here, it's telling you the estimated daily reach is about about 700 people. So over 4 days, you're talking about 2,400 people are going to see that. For $20, that's pretty good. Okay. Now we go through, and from here it's kind of the same, right? I clicked something wrong there. You always want to do single image ad. And then you want to, I'm going to go desktop news feed and I'm going to paste that there. And here, the one last thing is it gives you it gives you the picture, and it also says, get your new home value free. That's because this is just sold. I would actually change this to something like, hey, this home just sold. It was great. If you sold the home in a few days or in a couple weeks, right? you might want to put something about that on here. If you sold it above listing price, you might want to put that in there. But I remember one of our clients said, "Oh, I don't have a listing because I just sold it. It got sold and it was in contract in 7 days." I said, "That you have to market that. You have to say that because, but you want to wordsmith it. But sold in 7 days or anything like that, sold above asking price, 5%, 10%, whatever." This gets homeowners motivated because selling a home is not an easy process. It's kind of a stressful process. And if you can tell them you're competent in doing it and doing it quickly, they're going to love that. Okay. And then just click continue, and then the process is the same. So what I can tell you, and I do want to give you this number, and it is in detail in the tutorial I'm going to send you, is 71% of adults in the United States, not teenagers, but adults, spend about 40 minutes a day on average on Facebook. And in the old days, you might advertise in a phone book, I don't know, a bus stop, a sandwich board, who knows? But I can tell you that your market is on Facebook. They're sharing pictures of their grandkids and their pets and their meals and all that fun stuff, right? And so you should be in front of them. Every time they're scrolling through on their phone, right? We're in a meeting here. I'm going to guess some people in your room right there are looking at Facebook, right? Because that's just what it's become, right? We're driving, we're looking at Facebook. We're standing in line for coffee, we're looking at Facebook. Build your brand on Facebook is a story, and use our single property websites and listing landing pages to do that. Because every time you do, they can click on it, and every time they click on it and they want more information, you're going to get a lead. And as you build that brand, and then you start running property valuation ads, if you do this consistently, many of our clients come back and just say, we're just getting phone calls off of the internet now because they're seeing us all the time. And so I always tell our clients, run at least one ad every week for $20 on a property, even if you borrow the listing. And every weekend, run a property valuation ad in the same area. That's all it is. Do that every week. If you're an agent that carries 3, 4, 5 more listings at a time, well, then I would recommend you run a couple of listing ads every week so that people cannot get away from you. They log in, they're going to see you. And the more they recognize you're a professional in the real estate industry, the more comfortable they're going to be in selling their home through you. Okay? So that's my story for today, everybody. Yvonne, thanks for pulling everybody together. Guys, I can tell you one more trick to listings to leads. It works if you use it. If you don't use it, it doesn't do a whole lot. But boy, if you do, our clients are getting hundreds of leads every month. Any questions, Yvonne?
I just opened the mic. Let me find out if anybody has any questions.
So I got a question. When you do the get your value of your house in 15 seconds, who does the same thing? Automatically does it?
Where are you pulling your comps to do those values in 20 seconds?
We have two sources. One is onboard metrics, onboard information, which has a lot of data, and I think it's down here. And the other is the Zillow estimate, and you can choose either one. We also have landing pages with no valuation. In that way, you couldn't write an ad that said, "I'll give you your value in 15 seconds," but you can then get the contact information and you can go do a comp and do it however if maybe you got a third-party resource.
Does it give them a disclaimer that says this may not be accurate whenever they
Hold on, she has a question. She just needs to speak louder.
I hear it.
Does it give them a
Yes, I hear
Does it give a disclaimer whenever it gives them that valuation and tell them that it is okay?
It does. Also, if you're using the Zillow one, which always raises the hackles for realtors, I recommend you do this search, which is Zestimate Accuracy, and click on this link that talks about the Zillow estimate, because they actually on their website say how accurate is it, and they quickly tell you down here it's not very accurate at all. And so if you want to engage those people who are interested in their home value, but also say, hey, you know what? If you're really interested in getting a real number, let's talk, because Zillow is telling us right here it's not very accurate. That would be my recommendation. But you can try onboard too. Onboard is, but all of them come with a disclaimer that it's not 100% accurate. You just couldn't do it otherwise. Go ahead.
Whenever you automatically create those landing pages and all of that, do you automatically pull that from our MLS, or do we have to go and provide you with the information?
We're automatically pulling it. We're not pulling it. Onboard has their own data set, which they're pulling it from many records, including MLS records. And Zillow, I think they're just pulling it from MLS records. So you're not pulling it.
No, Vince, I'm sorry. She's talking about like when you're getting your landing page for your listings. Are you getting the data from the MLS, or we have to input our own data?
Oh no, that's coming from the MLS. All these tools to market your listings are auto-generated with the information.
Or as far as the property valuation, is that just for our MLS, or can anybody in North Carolina or in the world check the value of their property on our page?
Anybody in the U.S.
Okay. I think I saw on there we can do it by neighborhood and zip code as well, not just city.
You can. You certainly can. So, and I would, depending on where you are, neighborhood is a very smart thing to do, right? I don't know your areas, but in Fayetteville, there may be this one area where you are just growing your business. You want to focus on that area. In that way, you could type in, I don't know, maybe it's called Belvedere, right? Just type in Belvedere and click save, and then you're going to have all the landing pages under all these buttons. When you go to Facebook, you can say, I want everybody that lives in that zip code to see that page.
Okay, and you guys automatically pull out the school information. All of that is automatically pulled from MLS. We don't have to do anything.
When you're talking about a listing,
Mm-hmm.
yes. When you're talking about a property valuation, no. The property valuation just gives you the value, estimated value of your home. But the tools that are marketing your listings, yeah, all of that stuff is coming in automatically.
All right, any other questions or anything? I know you got one. Everybody else is good? Now you're going to email me this recording so they can go back and watch it anyway, right?
Correct. And I want to wrap up on I'm going to get this up online, and I'll give it to you. I want to point out a couple things. We've got 4 support people. So if you go in to contact support, put your questions here. Okay. All 4 people, including my business partner, Scott, watches this group. So if you've got a particular question like this tool, you don't understand, you have a question, copy this, go to the contact support page, paste that in, because that's the one you're talking about, and then state your question. They'll get right back to you. The other thing is, I'm going to dive into the Facebook mastermind group. It's really incredible. I'm part of a few technology groups on Facebook, lab coats, and got objections, and the list just keeps going. Nobody shares information like our group, and I think it's because it's only for our clients. So it's just incredible. But I want you to know how to get to be part of it. Go to this button here where I was clicking on earlier, and go to settings. I am going to send you the instructions. There's in the center column, it says contact in your primary email. Get that email, go back to contact support, and type it in there and say, please add me to the mastermind group. At that point, we'll go into Facebook, we'll drop that email in. You'll get an invite from Facebook saying you've been invited to join this group. Join the group, and I really recommend you spend, a couple minutes every week at least seeing what people are doing, because there's just so many great ideas and ways to leverage our stuff. And we basically build tools, but it blows me away how agents think of all kinds of different ways to use our tools. This is actually a new tool here. We've actually got a new tool that I'm not even talking about, but it's a way to get a home value connected to an article. So if you want to say, hey, you want to talk about cars, you want to talk about, holiday recipes, I'm going to paste this in, but right at the top banner, it's got your logo, and get your free home value. So it's rather than just always being about real estate, you can also be about, culture and things going on in your area. So you can learn a lot about what we're doing, all of our new tools that come out. We are in that mastermind group all the time.
So Vincent, one of the questions, so within all this, if they don't want to advertise just one house, but they want to advertise themselves and then multiple houses, which one was that again?
Go to listings, go to listing website down here at the bottom. This will have all of the listings that you put in your account.
It's pretty much like your own personal website with all your listings.
Correct.
If I have a vanity website address, can I route it to that
Yes.
website?
Yeah. And as I mentioned, yes, you would do that through the provider that you bought the link from.
Okay. And just put the link in there as far as what I'm directing it to, right?
Yeah. You just copy the link. This guy here, Neil Wolf, I was showing you earlier, that's exactly what he does. When he talks to anybody, he says, go to this website, right? And he bought something that says Neil Knows Naples or something like that. And it drives him here because everything here is designed to capture a lead for him.
And would this thing here be beneficial if you don't have any listings? Could you still put something else in the middle there?
Yeah. So what you would want to do is showcase listings in that, because there is really, let me click here and see if I can get there. This page is designed to put your listings, any listings in the middle, any listing that's in your account. So you could borrow listings, you could put FSBOs in there, you can pocket listings in there, or you can put your own listings. But if you're going to use that page, I recommend that you at least borrow some listings and get them inside here, because whatever is on this page is going to be in here.
And you know how to get we just copy the link from MLS.
All you got to do to pull a listing in is click grab active listing, drop in the zip code and the MLS ID, and we'll pull in that listing with the photos.
Okay. Sounds too easy.
Okay, so Vincent, I'll just wait for your email and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. I will get that out to you as soon as I get off. We'll get this uploaded and I'll get that straight to you. Thanks everybody for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.